There we go. Yes, that is the volume on. Hello, everybody. It's good to see so many people have joined. Thank you, Jock, who managed to snag the first cheer of the month. We are reset on the leaderboards, bit leaderboards. Fabian goes, well, I can still do it. Lime and to start a bit war. 2 bits. Thank you very much. So yeah, Project Sacrifice. It's a thing that I said that I would... Why is there so many spider noises? Yeah, I said that I would sort of wait with this until later. Oh! Hello. Hello, buddy. Alright. Yeah, so I said that I would wait with this until entrapment and build-off parkour were done. But no, that I've yeah, for those of you who saw that the pinned comment on my channel update video, like just after I was done doing making that video, I was gonna make a I was gonna record a piece of the I know that sound. Life of Chrome. That's a 2-month. Thank you very much for that. And I think you're the first one to ever snag a 2-month subscription. Kudos to you, and thank you very much. But yeah, just after I recorded the channel update yesterday, I was going to record the episode for Tuesday of Feed the Beast Continued. But as I was going to do that, when it started the rendering of that channel update video, there was like a big noise in the background. So I was like, okay, did somebody put on a fan heater or something in the apartment? But no, it wasn't. It was my computer making a noise. So I have now switched to my old graphics card, which is still a GTX 1080. So I mean, it's not terrible, but it took me like a whole ton of time to do that. And in addition to that, I've spent like 20 hours or something this weekend wiring up network for the new office for my girlfriend's company. So I'm beat. I'm totally beat. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, Project Sacrifice, for those of you who don't know it, is kind of a fan favorite for many. And I started this probably a year ago by now. Basically, what it is, the core idea of this is... Do I have to censor this? Why would I have to censor this? I'm not sure why I would. Yeah, Project Sacrifice. I'm getting sidetracked. I started this, and essentially it is a challenge for... So the idea is you can put it on any Minecraft map, and it kind of works out nicely now as a data pack, actually, which didn't work back then. But yeah, it's a challenge where you play Minecraft on a normal world, but there are some kind of greedy gods that what they want is a thing from you. So at dawn of every day, they will go like, oh, bring me a shrubbery, or you know, a piece of coal, an iron ingot. And as time goes, they get more and more greedy. Oh, I see what you're saying, Fabian. But no, it's very clearly it's very clearly a joke. And for the record, if you're thinking about suicide or anything like that, that is very serious, and there are lots of people out there who will help you. So go and find those people. Anyway, this was 112. This whole map. And I have not looked at it since, so I have no idea how it works anymore. So let's find out together. I'm like I said, I'm kind of beat up. But Together we'll figure something out. I'm a little too... I mean, my head is a little bit too much of a mush to do some heavy debugging on entrapment or something. But I just quickly looked at this. Is I guess where we should start. This is the loop function. And the first thing it does is stats. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. This was never properly released. It was released as a preview. And the reason for that was that it needs a heavy bit of balancing. Hey, Spider Bro. Why are you pushing me around? So basically, the challenge is it's a you cannot win Project Sacrifice. You will succumb to it at some point because they're just gonna keep. They're gonna keep asking for stuff until it's just so unreasonable that you will get it, that it's just, you know, you're not gonna manage. So it's a kind of the high score is your time, essentially. So what are we doing here? Okay, so we have some main entity. Okay, we should probably not have that anymore. Oh, I see. We're running query datetime on it. That's... Game Pro! Thank you very much for the sub. That's a Twitch Prime sub. If you don't know, and if you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you have a free sub that you can use on whatever channel you like. So if you hit the sub button, you will see if you have a free Prime sub waiting. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to remake this thing so it works properly on Minecraft 1.13, and then hopefully we'll be able to keep this project going and actually at some point make it into a good map. I've done a bunch of Chainmain Helmet. Interesting. Why did that ever work? Jake! Another sub. All of the subs. Yeah, I moved it, sorry. It was like 15 until I moved it down. Thank you very much for all of these subs. It's very nice to see. That was another Twitch Prime sub. Let's get going with this. So what we had was a main entity. We don't need a main entity anymore. I think it was an area effect cloud. We don't need it. So what we're just going to do is we're going to do a main scoreboard name. And we're going to need to... Alright, let's figure out the bits of this later, but at some point we're going to need, since this is going to be able to be dropped into any map as a data pack, we're going to have to add the scoreboards, but whatever. Apparently we have a time scoreboard, so we're going to do this. Execute store, result score, main time. I guess I should do this. Or well, yeah, sure. Let's do this. I think you can do $sign name, somebody told me. That's good to hear, Jake. It's been a while since I've seen your name around. It's good to see you again. Yeah, we're done with that. Run. Slash time query day. Was it daytime? I guess that's what we want then. So now we have that. If score, alright, yeah. If it's dawn, essentially, if it's the beginning of a new day, then we run the praise a new goal. Praise is the namespace for this thing, by the way. It's not sacrifice, and that's a thing because when I started this, it was called, like, the idea I had was just called praise. The items you have to sacrifice are completely random at the moment. But I do want... Dang, spider pushing me around. I do want to make it somewhat either pseudo-random so you can set the seed, or based off of the map you're in somehow. And there's also like thoughts about being able to play this in co-op or play this in versus on the same map and all kinds of stuff. But for now, I just want to get the thing that I had working on the latest version. So this basically becomes execute if score $main time matches 0, run function praise new goal. So like I did with the entrapment upgrade, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through function by function and just upgrade straight off. Oh, so there's a current thing. We might actually need that. Probably actually do. This is mob attractor altar. Based on map is interesting, yeah, it is. The thing I want to get to is where you can sort of compete in this map by basically going like, okay, the challenge is seed whatever, and then a bunch of people will play it separately, but they all get the same sacrifice, the same challenges, and the person who survives the longest is the winner. Oh, there are more things to it. So you only have one life, so it's a hardcore challenge, a hardcore mode. And what happens if you fail a sacrifice is you get a reduction in maximum health. Thank you again, Chrome, gifting a sub to the community, and to Armagan in this case. Hope I didn't butcher that name totally. The minigame of standing on the altar before getting mobbed. Okay, so we probably need a current tag. Can't get away from that, because we're gonna have to randomly select one of these, so we probably do want that. Title, action bar, this should actually kind of work. For X pumpkin pie. Okay, so that apparently I do have a current thing too. Why do I execute this main? Ooh, do I actually need a main thing? Oh, main is the marker for the altar. Ooh. Okay, so I do need a main. Okay, we'll keep it. Gifting a sub to the community, as far as I can tell, gifts a sub to a dedicated viewer, which doesn't necessarily. I think it doesn't necessarily mean that the person is even online right now, but it's somebody who's been around a lot. As far as I understand it, I'm not completely an expert. All right, so execute this. Okay, hold on. We need to. Okay, execute. If there's a current. I guess we should do this. Execute as the current thing. Run. It's also somewhat random. I won't claim to fully understand it. I guess that's fine. Selector, score and stuff. Yeah. Can you do that, Fabian? I guess maybe you can. I think I actually don't know. Alright, so this one is actually positional, so we need an at S, and then run... Oh. If entity well, that explains that. Okay, distance is less than 2 or equal to 2. So what this means is basically there is an item on the altar, essentially. Then we're gonna run the function praise sacrifice. So then you're actually trying to sacrifice something. And hopefully this will then fail over if it's not the right item. Later, Mince. Thanks for stopping by. Operation failures for everyone. Okay, what are we trying to do here? Oh, I see. You run a failure function if the failure score equals -1 after removing failures from what? I guess this kind of should still work if I just turn this if backwards, but there's probably not the best way to do it anymore. Renew. Execute if entity, I guess. This is like a direct translation of that, but I don't quite know what it means right now, so I guess we'll figure it out as we go. Kind of want this gig. Oh, so you get 2 separate messages if you do that, I guess. When somebody's like eligible for a resub but haven't resubbed by themselves. Because if you resub, you get the ability to put a message in. Start a clip collection of Sliced Lime being confused, Fabian. Okay, so we add has helmet if they have a chainmail helmet. I don't know. I don't know why, but this never worked apparently, because there's a spelling error in that. So, yeah. And now okay. Yeah, there. But I don't need has helmet. Because we can just test directly. Wait, failure if it... Alright, so execute if entity, I guess. There's somebody who doesn't have the tag, which means they didn't have this MBT. Thanks, Scribble. GG. Right. Can I do this? Maybe I can't. A NBT equals not whatever. I can. Whoa! Did not mean to do that. Okay, this should be a fine then. With a run in here. Run. Alright. Where is my game log? Because I'm gonna need to see how, not if, how this fails to load when I try to reload it once this upgrade is done. Alright, We're almost at the bottom though, so that should be good. Teams join. That's team join dead players. Okay, so this is a death scoreboard. We still need that. Did I have a score equals score thing here? Oh yeah, score. This is scores. This is just an update. This is a little bit weird, but that's the actual syntax. Okay, so scores death death men means deaths equals 1 or more. You won't get to 1 or more, but that's fine. This is the same. Just grab this. What is that clip? I don't even dare to click it. Set everybody's deaths to 0. Okay, so you'll never have more than 1. Wait, execute for 1 player in survival. Oh, if there's a player in survival mode. So, if entity p game mode equals survival, run. That should be fine. I didn't remember that this map was also multiplayer compatible. It kind of isn't at the moment. It's just kind of accidentally that way. The intention is to once we rework this a little bit to make it actually team-based. But it doesn't scale in any way as such. So essentially it will get easier if you add more players. So try to prevent players from just sleeping through the night, because you're not allowed to do that. We should be able to do just NBT equals here instead, and then grab this, and probably you just reverse these 2 lines because the block might prevent them from sleeping, so they wouldn't be sleeping anymore, so they would get the message. And then this is execute if. That is, well, I guess ask anybody who's doing that. At S and run set block blah blah blah. We don't need the 0 anymore because there are no block states. You could just remove the recipe for a bed. I could do that also, but there are beds in villages. Yeah, accidental multiplayer. It's multiplayer sort of by choice. But it's also not like I haven't specifically made anything for multiplayer. I've just tried to not make logic that kind of fails in multiplayer. So now that whole function has been updated, and I've probably missed something. So I'm just gonna run reload, and then we're gonna get a bunch of errors in the game log, and I'm gonna see where it's wrong. That's a bunch of errors in the game log. So what? Couldn't read function. Oh, I see. New loop function. Command on line 12. Position 71. Oh. One too many braces. Ooh, yeah. Now it says X pumpkin pie all the time, so that's a good sign. That probably means that it could load the loop function. Actually, I could just do this function yeah, we have praise colon loop now. So that's cool. None of the other things work, but at least we have the loop function. I'm pretty sure it doesn't entirely do what we needed to do, but crucial step in map making, catching all the edge cases when players are stupid. Yes. Actually, the sleeping thing was pretty clever rather than stupid, because what happens when you sleep is you don't sleep until midnight, or like, you know, the dawn of the day. You sleep a little bit longer, so you actually skipped getting a new request from the gods. It was so it's kind of an exploit that I fixed this way. Okay, so the first thing that happens is this new goal thing. So let's open that. And okay, cool. Select a new goal. I made comments in this. This is awesome. Check if previous goal was completed, which we do by adding a failures. See, this is where the problem comes in, where we just message everybody the same thing. So it's currently assuming that everybody's like in a co-op thing. But we'll have to deal with that. I don't think it's a good idea to do it all at front. Okay, so if... Okay, so it's just... Okay, current, I guess, gets deselected when you complete the objective. That would make sense. So I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna do $main here instead. And failures. And then we're gonna do if entity. Then why do I need the failures thing? Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. Add failures. I see. Yeah. This is true. I streamed some of the development. I didn't actually stream all of it. So I'll take the comments. Okay, so if entity blah, then run scoreboard, add the failures one. So we've added one to failures, and I guess we'll just do this. We'll copy this whole thing. Your failure to deliver has angered the gods in red. And then you get slowness and blindness. Oh, that could be amazing if you're like in the middle of something. Effect is now effect give. So you have to add that. Increase the difficulty. Yeah, okay, so this is how somebody was asking before. Is it like random? It's random, but the difficulty of everything you get requested increases every time. Apparently by a factor of 1.3. So we multiply by 13 and divide by 10. And then add 4. Can you multiply by 1.3 now? No. Well, this way. I guess I could read it out of the scoreboard by a scale factor of 1.3 and store it back into the same scoreboard. Execute store results. Results? Result. Score. $main. Sacrifice apparently. Run scoreboard players get. Oh god. I designed this. But I still don't remember. Well, whatever. Oh no, it's in the store part. Whoa! I suck at this now. Result, score... No, it isn't. Is it? Whatever. No, it's only in MVT that I could do that. Thank you, Chaos. I could store the thing into an NBT value and then read it back out. But no, this is basically the quickest and easiest way to multiply by 1.3. So it's current level times 1.3 plus 4, which is all touchy-feely. No, that's right. That's not better. Target? Calculate item amounts. Okay, yeah, so here's what happens. There's a set of things that you can potentially... where's my camera? Hello. There's a set of things that you can potentially get chosen to give. Each thing is more or less difficult, so a gold ingot is more difficult than an iron ingot. As difficulty increases, you get asked either for a more difficult item or for more of less difficult items to give. To gracefully hand over to you beloved gods. No, it doesn't get taken from you. You get to sacrifice it at the altar. It's your choice. You give the item there, and the gods gracefully accept the item. And if you don't give it, then they will punish you to hell. But it's completely voluntarily. Okay, so what are we actually doing here? Okay, I see. So execute as all of the target things. Run scoreboard players operation. This thing's sacrifice score. Copy that from main, which should be this. Really, you should try to get rid of that communist to me. Yeah, something like it. It's totally voluntary. It's just that your neighbors might tell on you if you don't. It's not instant death. It's not instant death. It's just you lose some of your max health. So you can fail and you can keep going. It's just that it's gonna get progressively worse if you do. Alright, so calculate the item amounts. So we take the current difficulty level, which is apparently stored in main sacrifice. Which, okay, fine. So that's the current level of sacrificial value. Then we take that and we divide it by the target's own inherent sacrificial value to get the number of items that you would have to provide. And then if those were 0, then it's a 2 valuable item, so it's not counted. Or if it requires more than 7 items, and it was just such a pain, like, please hand me 14 stacks of wheat, or, you know. So in that case, we just strip away those items as potentially selectable. This actually should be this. And this should be 7 or more. Then we reset the score there. Can't clip, the creation turns against you. Oh, well, it's probably too late. See you, Jock. Thank you very much. let's see. Yeah, also, like, today's stream is gonna be shorter. Hopefully we can get through just the code of this and see it working, but then, I'm so dead. Like, there's been... Actually, while we do this, let me tell you a little bit about today, because it was interesting. We got up, there's about a decimeter of new snow. So for Americans, that's like 4 inches of snow, like this much. So we get to shoveling, takes an hour. And quite heavy snow, so that's fun. And then we get going. I spend 6 hours or something wiring network cables, gluing things to my fingers, and all kinds of things. And then once we're done with that, the car had been plowed into a bunch of snow. So that's good. So we had to dig it out and like get it going, and it took 40 minutes to get the car out. That is 4 inches today, overnight. There was 4 inches more yesterday and like yesterday morning. So we've done this like 4 times over the weekend. So my body is kind of broken. My mind is so tired. Alright, so what we're doing is we're selecting a new goal. So we're removing the current. We're adding current to the main thing for some reason. Why do we add... Why do we add... Oh! Because then we reset the sacrifice score of anything that isn't... Okay, that's... But that's... That's no longer needed, because we no longer store the sacrifice score on the actual main thing. So we don't need that anymore. Alright, so we pick an area effect cloud that has the target tag with the score sacrifice, which is at least 1. Makes sense. And the cooldown, which is 0 or less. So we have a cooldown to make sure you don't get like asked, please provide an iron ingot. Please provide 2 iron ingots. Now provide 4 iron ingots. It's like, okay, let's get some different stuff there. And we also just want to pick 1 in random order. Then we reset the sacrifice scores of anything that isn't the current one. So we end up with 1 entity that has the current tag and a sacrifice score here. Then we add the day count. So let's do this. And there's a stats scoreboard thing that's just like a display thing on the sidebar. Stat for successful sacrifices. So, sacrifices stats equals day stats. Reduced by 1. Yeah, because you haven't done today's sacrifice yet, I guess. And then we remove the number of failures, which should probably be this, though I don't know if it is. Oh, sorry. Messed that up. Let's look here. We still store failures on this. Should not do that. Alright, should do... Oh. Should do this. Alright, so what I'm trying to do is remove as much of the scoreboard stuff as possible from the actual entity. Do I need dummy entities for the items? Need is a big word for it. I prefer to keep the entities for the items. Plug-in functionality to loot item combinations from different data packs. Actually, I'm wondering if I'm wondering if it's possible to do like a data, an item tag, and select them, but I don't think it actually kind of is. We also need the values for stuff, but yeah. Thank you for the 25 bits, Crow. Hope you find something good to eat. Alright, but anyway. Where were we? Right, here. Set the current score. We reset the current scoreboard for everything. And then we set the current thing to 1 for the current thing. Why do we do this? Why? I do not know. This was ancient stuff. I have no idea. Cooldown min 1. So if we have something with a cooldown 1 or more, then we remove 1 from the cooldown. Okay, so yeah. And then we set the cooldown to 2 of the current thing. Gotcha. So when you get a certain goal, it's gone for at least 2 nights subsequently. Great scoreboard names. What's the current value of Kurt's current score? I don't quite see why we need a current scoreboard. Why the tag is not enough, but maybe that'll become apparent for something. But now, if I do /reload, that function should load, except it won't, because I've done something wrong. It's new goal. On line 17. Oh. Why have I not updated this? Herp derp. Ancient execute voodoo magic. Reload again. So many functions. That apparently did load. Function. New goal. We have a new goal function. Okay, there's then this thing calls a single function, and that is this display goal function. So let's dig into that one. Name it score instead, or min. Min doesn't work that well anymore. Alright, yes, we have this whole thing to display the correct plural. And it runs a find the plural. Oh god, yes, because some words have unique plurals and stuff. I remember people complaining a lot about the plurals not being correct. So I guess we'll honor this by saying that this is now an execute if entity. Oh, my failure to deliver has angered the gods, apparently. Alright. Did I actually do a thing? Right, let me switch over to this. So this crown is what is the circlet of the gods. This is put on you from the start of the game, but whenever you fail, it gets more and more like. So this is what gives you the actual health, the reducing effect, and it gets more and more like lore text whenever you fail. So I think this represents me failing 3 times, which is essentially you fail this again, reckless, unruly, insubordinate heathen. So it adds more and more angry messages every iteration. There. Alright, so display title. That should be fine. Day, whatever. These scores are all wrong. So why is it? Oh, I see. This is why I had to have the scoreboards, because you couldn't have multiple tags. but now you can. So I'm gonna go back here, and we are going to nuke the current score. And we're gonna comment this while we're at it. Reduce all cooldowns, set new cooldown. Why is this not like? Why is this this coloring thing is just weird. All right, so find plural. I love this. This is like a whole thing to make the text right. There's probably something in the translation system that would make this much easier or better or something. Very likely. But then I'd have to change it, and I don't want to change it. Alright, so tag equals current. We can remove this whole thing. Scores sacrifice is one or more. Oh wait, no, it's actually exactly one, because it was one or less, but less doesn't make sense in this case. Which is, it does make sense because we're talking about a singular text in this case, which is why they're tagged A or N to make sure that the text becomes valid, you know, grammar whenever there's a single item that you're supposed to deliver. Run. So this is execute if entity. That whole business. And this again is tag equals current scores equals sacrifice equals 1 tagged N. Run. So then if it's tagged A, then the text becomes the gods demand A blah. And if it's tagged N, then it becomes the gods demand N. You know, whatever it is, Apple. Execute if entity. Tag equals current. Scores equals sacrifice is now 2 or more. So we're talking about the plural case. Plural case. I have lost the ability to speak. Wait. Scores equals plural. The plural score is 1 or more. Wait. What do we... Why? I don't know. I really don't. There's probably a much better way of setting this up now by just storing the actual strings inside of NBT. This should actually be valid Minecraft command syntax, I think. /execute store results score results score store results score results score run. Let me deconstruct the execute store result. That's fine. Score result score. So that would be store the result into a scoreboard name called result on the scoreboard called score, and then you're just repeating that, which is fine, I guess. You're allowed to repeat. Yes, that should be valid. I don't think there's anything that forbids you from running execute store. That's an interesting case. Alright, what in the world is this doing? If we are tagged same plural, then run the title saying the gods demand, and then the number of current whatevers, and then a space, and then the plural. Okay, so same plural means the gods demand several of something that has the same name as it does in plural as it does in singular. Can't think of an example right now, but it's, yeah. I have no idea what you're doing or what you're making it for. So this is Project Sacrifice. It's an old project of mine that never got completed. It is essentially a minigame that you can instantiate on any level, so you can use it on any Minecraft level. And what it does is it adds a what should we say, a sort of daily goal, a daily quest, if you will, where your gods demand a sacrifice, and the sacrifice starts out as something small, and then every day it becomes a little more difficult to give what they demand, and if you fail to deliver, they will punish you. So it's a race against time to get whatever they want, and it's this doesn't make sense. Yeah, the idea is the score of the game. The high score is the time you manage to stay alive. Essentially, you will succumb to the greed of these gods eventually, by them just asking, like, please bring me 48 beacons. You know, it's like, nope. Okay, I'm gonna back out of this edit for a sec. All right, so. Execute for the currently selected sacrifice thing, which is at least 2, so it's a plural thing. Then execute for an entity that's plural 1. I guess, okay, so we reset everybody's plural score up here. And then ran this find the plural thing. So I guess there's only one thing that has, but that's this current thing. Did we set, okay, I'm gonna have to look at this find plural function to see if we've set that on a second entity. Find the matching plural form. I think we might have been setting it on a second thing. I didn't look at the screen. This is hard. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we have a calc scoreboard and an item ID. Oh, yeah, okay, it's gonna be matching thing. This could probably be removed. Quite a lot of this could be simplified. Scoreboard players operation at S calc equals S item ID. Okay, so we set. Anything that has an item ID score, essentially. Run that thing. So everything is going to copy its item ID score into a calc scoreboard. Then we're going to do an operation where we remove on the same thing we're gonna remove the score of the item ID score in plural. So basically, at this point, we've done minus of the selected thing item ID. So the item ID selected thing is gonna be 0, which is what we're matching for here. So what we're actually matching for is item ID for a thing. Okay, so if it doesn't have the unique plural tag, then we're gonna set it. You know what? I might just leave this be just to not mess it up, because this is fairly complex. So in that case, we'll do this. Whoops, not that one. Point. Okay, so scores now equals calc of exactly 0. And is not tagged with the unique plural, and why do I have this commented out? I guess it's for debugging. Okay, so I think I see what's happening here. If we have something that is tagged item ID and it has a unique plural tag, then we are gonna reset the plural of the thing that didn't have the unique plural tag. So we essentially selected a different entity to be the plural form that we display in the message. Very complicated thing for a very simple result. Okay, so that's essentially this. I guess we can stick with this. So tag current the score sacrifices at least 2. Thought I removed these. Apparently I did not. I'm gonna switch the music over. And then just a second here. Let's do this. Okay. Oh god. We have a lot of scores in the actual messages here that we need to fix too. Okay, so this can, instead of just doing this, then we execute as that. Am I using @s anywhere here? No, I'm not. That's really weird. So basically, this can all become if. So if we have a current with the score that's more than 1, and if we have another, potentially other thing, with a scores of plural that is 1 or more, and that is tagged that is not tagged same plural, then we run a title command which has this, a sacrifice score, and tag current. That's fine. And then we select, this is the vital piece here, we select an entity that is the plural form. There. And still stick an S on it. Oh, because it doesn't have a unique plural. I don't know. I guess it works. If I do /reload, will this even load? This is called display goal. No, it doesn't, because on line 10, Position 69? Then what? Oh, run, execute. What? That we don't want that. If entity, even. I think I need that down here too. Yeah. Reload. This is not gonna work anyway until I fix the. Well, maybe I fix the other function. Display goal line 11. Well, I got one line down. At position 11. Huh. Really? I'm missing an entity here. Did it load? Did it load? Will it blend? It loaded! Okay, so let's switch into game view here for a second. Praise display goal. Dawn of day. Yeah, so basically none of that worked. Okay. I guess let's run new goal. Okay. We have some work to do here. Say e tag. Wow, tag equals current. We don't have a current thing. Why do we not have a current thing? I wonder. So that would be something, a new goal. This is supposed to set current. Tag. Remove current. And then this thing selects a new one. I guess we can just run this whole selector and see if we get a thing. We had one at one. Okay, we had one at one point because I got the. Okay. Scoreboard. On-screen chat removes, like filters away bot commands. Set display sidebar. What? Sacrifice, I guess. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that's the sacrifice thing from before, and now we're just. Or what's the 0 EC thing? Scores. Sacrifice is one or more. What? Oh, it might not exist. Did they like? Yeah, effect. Dawn of day. Okay, yeah, okay. They definitely exist. Okay, so there are a whole bunch of area effect clouds that are called different things. Golden apple, emerald, all cake. Nice. So why isn't this working then? So they don't have sacrifice scores. Why don't they have sacrifice scores? Select a new goal. I'm going to switch you back to this view. So Main sacrifice is just 4 at this point. Alright, so target, I guess, is what the scoreboard objective set display sidebar target. These are the target values for all of those things. Okay, cool. Hey, Vax. Well, the good thing about that, Fabian, is that it turns out that it wasn't that. the part that I was missing was in a different thing. So these are all tagged target, I assume. So we execute as all the things tag target. We operation sacrifice equals main sacrifice. This is fine. Okay, so let's put up that on the scoreboard. And just do this one step at a time, and we'll see what happens. Because this should get, yeah, that gets us a whole ton of things. And then we should be able to run the next thing, which divides it by the target. What? How is it still what happened there? Oh, did I not run it? Yeah, they all okay. Hey Jojo. How's it going? What? Execute as all of the targets things. Okay, that's good. Scoreboard player's operation. Each individual target's sacrifice score divided equals to that individual thing's target score, which is in the hundreds or thousands for some of them. Why are they all still 4? Execute as. It is running as all of them, so that's good. Scoreboard players operation. Can you play this multiplayer? Currently, yes you can, and it becomes a co-op kind of deal. What I want to do it down the line... Well, grammar, much speak. What I wanted to do to it down the line is so that you make it so that you can set up teams, essentially. If you want to play co-op, you can do so. If you want to play versus, you can do so in the same world. Or if you just want to do it like each and every person has the same objective and has to complete it on their own, then you're also welcome to. But that is not in yet. Alright, the targets are enormous. Oh, but there are a bunch of them that are that are 1, I bet. So does it just not show? Do I... Okay, so the maximum one is for... What are some of these? 1112, 1412 are up there. What are those? They are not here. So they might be... Should there also be a mode where everyone gets their own random targets? I don't really see a good purpose for that. I didn't stream the core implementation of plurals. I had it done. And then we had a long discussion about whether fishes or fish or whatever is correct, and I can't even remember what the results were, but what we came up to was essentially that one refers to a multiple of instances of fish, and the other refers to multiple, like, different species of fish. Alright, whatever, let's run the rest. So no entity has score of 0, which is extremely surprising, unless I have something that does that on repeat, essentially, which I might. And that also we don't have. Okay, so I'll remove current. Okay, we didn't get a current, so there's no current. And then we... This is exactly the thing that's supposed to select a random thing. It doesn't select anything. Why? Oh, cooldown. Oh, stop, please. Scoreboard objective, set display sidebar, cooldown. There isn't any cooldown objective. Is it cooldown? No, the cooldown is... cooldown. That's awfully weird. But they need to have at least 0 in cooldown, but how is that scoreboard not there? Oh, whatever, okay. That explains why they don't get chosen. So what we need, okay, so... they need to have 0 or less in cooldown, but that means they need to have a cooldown. So we'll need to just... make sure they all have a cooldown value, and then scoreboard players at E tag equals target cooldown 0. That's just a way to get them to all have a cooldown score. Let's get rid of that off the sidebar. Let's do function praise new goal. Dawn of day. The gods demand 4 end crystals. Yikes. Okay. You should make it like this. Diff is scaled depending on the amount of player. I've thought about it, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. If there's more of you, just like it'll still scale up. You know what I mean? It'll still get difficult pretty quickly. This thing is still gonna be a nightmare to to balance, and trying to do that so that I have to balance it separately for multiplayer is just a no-go. Alright, so Dawn of Day, this just needs to be $main instead. That's why we're not getting a day name. So if I now /reload and then /function praise display goal, Dawn of Day 4, the man custom 4 end crystals. Yeah, I mean, we've been sorry about the shaking here. We've been debugging the new goal function. It's scaled up the difficulty like many times over the course. So you should not get 4 end crystals and they 4. But as you can see, like at this point, the difficulty is kind of at a weird level. So you will eventually get an objective that you will just not be able to meet. Alright, but that means that at this point the let's go back. So the display goal function works. The find plural function may or may not work properly. I think it works. Depends on whether irregular plurals work. The new goal function works, as far as I can tell. This is just a tick function tag, and the loop function works. So that means that we can move on to the next function, which is sacrifice. Oh boy. Score current min equals 1 can now be replaced outright by tag equals current. So I'm just gonna search and replace that. Okay, so if the current is apple, then execute as all of the apple things. I think... Oh. Yeah, I think what this is it's a two-step thing, because some of the... I think we might not need it anymore, but some of the items, like a leaf... Yeah, here we go. Oh, we execute off of main. Right, because we want to be in the center. Right. Never mind, just me misreading things. So, I'm gonna do this. Execute at etag equals current is now gonna be replaced with execute if entity. That whole shebang. And then this... I guess that whole thing is gonna be replaced by as at etag equals main run. Oh, actually at rather than as, because it's the position we're after. Let me figure out how to get spacing right on this. That should be the thing. Execute if entity. So if the currently selected thing is an apple, then we execute at the main thing, which is the middle of the sacrificial temple, altar, whatever. Run scoreboard player tag type equals item or equals 2. So this this thing just needs to be replaced with distance equals less than 2, like that. Yep, exactly, Fabian. The idea behind this, by the way, is that you will be forced to not just go for objectives, but piece by piece you're gonna have to add more production capability so that you're like you can manage some goals off of hand, so you can't just like run around collecting stuff. You also have to build up your normal Minecraft things. Hey Swinksy, thanks for the 26 bits. I guess that puts you on the top of the... Yeah, it does. On the leader. Yeah, but that doesn't get you the actual uptime, so it doesn't help, Fabian. This... Oh god, okay, that doesn't... How do I do this in a reasonable manner so that it doesn't become... I guess I can replace this thing with comma NBT equals... Let's do that. That breaks everything, but I can then add onto the end of each row, add accepted back, like that. I have no idea if this is now... Whoo! There's more stuff here. More fun to be had. Okay. Yeah, sadly this is like one per thing, and there's not much you can do about that. Now, okay, a bunch of these are bound to have changed. Apples are still called apples. Coal blocks are still called coal blocks. Iron ingot, leather, feather, bone, rotten flesh, I think that's still the name of it. Gunpowder, leaves, no longer exist as leaves 2. They are a whole bunch of things, aren't they? Dark pipe. Can I use a tag? Is the question. Where are my leaves? Are they here? Yeah, they are. They call oak leaves, spruce leaves, birch leaves, jungle leaves. Yeah. Okay. That is the problem. Alright, let's oh, spider. Let's go into game view here for a second and do some testing. If I throw that out, and then I do say E tab equals please item NBT equals a whole bunch of stuff, but we'll close that off. Item colon thing ID colon what's that even called? Leaves? Oh god. God's demand for glowstone. How did we go from 4 end crystals by increasing the difficulty to 4 glowstone blocks? This really does not make sense. I'd really prefer to... Okay, so clear should be able to tell me, yeah, hash Minecraft colon leaves, yeah, okay, but I don't think I can match that in a... Can't match an MBT like that. So there's no way I can actually match by item tag. That's very unfortunate, because that means I'm gonna have to duplicate these rows a whole bunch. So instead of leaves becoming one thing, it becomes oak leaves, spruce leaves, leafus, and it's all of this junk. So it's a fairly sizable thing to duplicate, and I need a whole bunch of them now. So it's oak, spruce, birch, jungle, birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak. Is that spelled? Yeah, it is. I mean, you're also totally going to get acacia leaves for this. I'm not in this world, but maybe in some world. I mean, since it's supposed to work in any world, then it kind of, in some world, it's probably gonna be like the only thing that's talking in the background music. Okay. Hopefully that's okay. Actually, let's just skip it. How's my hat look? It doesn't look any different. So that probably doesn't work. But that's fine. Okay. That was all the leaf types. String is still the same. Pumpkin pie, gold ingot, bookshelf. I think it's still the same. Lava bucket. It's still exactly the same. Quartz block, I'm not sure. Quartz block. My chat text box now has a dot permanently stuck on the left. What? This is interesting. Redstone block. Fish doesn't do the fish. It's just any type of fish, so I guess I'm gonna have to add all of it. I know, Fabian. I just wanted to see if that was on mine too. Fish damage 2, damage 3. Oh, yeah, okay. Clownfish and pufferfish. Oh. Well. Okay. I'm not so sure about these goals being good, regardless, but we can't do this. So I guess clownfish becomes tropical fish. And I mean, this, okay. Okay, if we're gonna do this, then we really need to accept not just tropical fish, but also a bucket of tropical fish, which is a tropical fish bucket. Because if the gods ask you for a puffer fish and you come with a bucket of puffer fish, that really should be accepted. Because there's no real way to kind of know which one you meant. Puffer fish is just one word for some reason. This better be called this, or it'll be kind of annoyed. There it is. Wait. Yeah, it is. Okay. How long have I been working on this project? It's been dormant for a long time. I would guess February. I started it. I would guess I started maybe 1.5 years ago. Glowstone. Is that... What do we refer to then? Glowstone dust or glowstone blocks? Glowstone, the item glows glowstone. Glowstone block. Okay, good. So that's still correct. Lapis blocks, did they change? No. Cobweb should be fine. Slime ball. Cobwebs are way easier to get now. Slime balls, ender pearls, golden apples, emeralds, cake, anvils, blaze rods, diamonds, name tags, saddles, cookies. Ooh, awkward potions. That format probably changed. Okay. Wow, I can't type right now. Type equals item. Fine. Equals 1. Item. Just glowstone usually means glowstone dust. Yeah, but the tag said 27. I forgot to remove the damage tag. Tag said glowstone block here. Actually, there. This thing says glowstone block. Line 27. Forgot to remove damage. You're right. Thank you very much. There we go. And then let's go back down to. Okay, potion tag. This is actually correct. It's still correct. It's an awkward potion. Obsidian. This might. I did a thing. Hold on. Please fix yourself. What in the world? Alright. I love W plus HTF less than. There's something in my keyboard that's recorded like macros, and that's one of them. And what it does is print that to whatever window I'm in, I guess, and then it also switches me over to a second desktop that I have to break back out of to get my stuff back. It's really weird. It's truly weird. Because I know exactly W plus HTF less than has been in a stream before when I accidentally pressed G2. What was I doing? You're right, obsidian. Yeah, they're still just called obsidian. Enchanting table. Okay. Gas tier, magma cream, and crystal, dragon breath, coarse fruit, shulkered shell, skull. Damage 5. It's a dragon head. Maybe I should remove that macro. I don't know how it got added, so I also don't know how to remove it. So dragon head is not skull anymore, it's dragon underscore head. And without damage, elytra. Oh god. This would be a wither skull, yeah. Let's. Yeah, the playtest server, I left it up after last stream. I haven't had any reason to take it down. So if you want to play Enchantment, on the 1.13 like pre-release or whatever you want to call it, beta, feel free to drop into that server. And yeah, the entrapment stuff that I did last week has not been pushed up to GitHub yet. So there's stuff that's fixed that is not on there, and I'm sorry about that. I've had a crazy week. And hopefully, like, this coming week is likely to be even more crazy, so I don't know how much I'll be able to do. Wither skull is what we needed, which is called wither_skeleton_skull. And get rid of the damage. Spun is maybe that? Or maybe... yeah, it's fine. Nether Star Totem of Undying. There's probably a bunch of stuff we can add to that now, but yeah. Okay, here we go. This is gonna become one single row. And this is actually the stuff that I designed. So execute store result score add s. Who's running this function? Let's run from here. The main thing. Or is it the item? It's supposed to be the item. This is supposed to be ass. So we can actually just do this. Aha! Very convenient. Score sacrifice run data get an s data get entity at s item dot count. I don't think I need to do more than that actually. Which is that is absolutely ridiculous. So if I do this, execute as, let's switch over here. E type equals item, distance is less than 4, whatever. Run this whole thing that stop. This whole thing that I just typed. As entity. Where call the function. That is correct. Because it was if entity and I didn't change it enough. So, scoop org victors, let's play sidebar, sacrifice. Yeah. So it was 1, and then I picked it up and it disappeared. So, this whole thing, all of this, becomes this row. And that's why I kept nagging Dinnerbone about adding that. Accept the sacrifice. So tag equals accepted. So it's the right thing. And this is one or more of them. This is really weird when it became like half translated thing. we're on a particle. So if it was accepted and there's one or more, we have we have a thing that has a sacrifice score, so there's one or more left of them, and it has been accepted. Then we run this particle command, which I do not know if it still works, so we should check that. It does not, because happy villager is now called happy_villager, maybe? Yep. So does it work if I do that? Yeah, okay. Did what did that display a thing? Yeah, it did. Okay. So it's sufficient to just replace it with happy_villager. I know you're no fan of 1.13. I know it. This needs to be if entity. Happy villager and smoke. The smoke particle, I guess, should be correct still. Yeah. I also know that you're not a fan of 1.9 Sphinxing. Alright, here comes the next funny thing that will remove a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to do scoreboard players operation to reduce the sacrifice score by whatever count that we just accepted, which is going to be scores equals sacrifice this, which means that we're reducing the count by whatever. If we ended up below 0, no, the other way around. If there were more than 0 remaining of our sacrifice, that meant that the sacrifice that we made was insufficient, or it was exactly enough. And in that case, we kill the thing that we sacrificed. This isn't killing that. Is it? I guess it is. Yeah, anyway, we get rid of the item, is what I'm saying. And if not, then we have to write back the new amount of items. Because we took out, like, let's say the gods asked me for a single iron ingot. And I threw down a whole stack of iron ingots. What we want is for there to be 63 iron ingots remaining. Right? So what that had to be before was, okay, well, if there was a score of 1, then we have to put back 1. And so on. But now, we don't have to do that. Which is fantastic. Dawn of day 6, the gods demand 4 cakes. Okay. Alright, so what I'm actually... Happy birthday, gods. Yeah. Alright, so this is kind of the wrong way around for me currently. This is what I'm counting is sacrifices remaining. And basically what we get is if there's a negative score of 1, then there's 1 too much. So we put but 1. So what I need to do, I'm actually going to check my constants table in here. Scoreboard objective set display sidebar const. I have a 1 but not a -1, so we're gonna do scoreboards players set -1 const -1 if I can. Yeah, I can. Why does 13 in my 13 in my constant table has the value of 0? This really makes no sense. What? And because 13 was an integral part in dividing or multiplying by 1.3, this is going to severely mess up my calculations, which means the difficulty is just going to be stuck at 4. Why? What? Okay, that was incredibly weird. Anyway, back to here. What I need to do is I need to do execute as at e tag equals accepted. Actually, what I need to do is this scoreboard players operation at e tag equals accepted. Set. This current sacrifice, and then we're going to multiply that by -1 from the constant table, which is -1. Does angering the gods increase the difficulty or just lower the HP? Like, this doesn't change anything else. No, it flashes an effect. It's really quick by blindness and the slowness, which basically does like a pulse of your vision, which is purely for visuals and to make sure that you notice. Because what used to happen was that if you were in like combat while the dawn rolled around and you failed, you didn't actually really notice. So that's why. But the only thing that happens is you lose, like, you have a finite, a bunch of HP, right? So if you fail, I think it's 5 times, then you're actually dead because you have 0 max HP. But it doesn't otherwise change anything. Alright, so what we need to do now is we need to get this back into the data. So what we need to do is execute store. It's not UHC mode, you're just max health is draining. If you have max health 0, you have no health, which usually means that you're dead. Execute store result entity, right? And I guess I'm gonna have to do this. Execute as all of those. The helmet of shame, yes. S. Store. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. There's a lot of things in here. Execute store result entity as path, and then yeah, okay, and those are bytes. So item.count byte run scoreboard players get and then this. Well, which is actually, I guess, at S sacrifice. So that, a little bit of math, and the right is going to replace those. Okay, so basically I should comment this stuff up. Manage meaning items on altar, I guess is a good description. The fancy markup is a coloring pack for Notepad++, which I originally downloaded off of Reddit. There's a thread. If you search for something like Notepad++ command syntax highlighting or something, you'll find that Reddit thread. All I've done is modify a few of the colors so it works with the dark background. So, okay. Execute if entity tag equals current scores sacrifice is now 0 or less, I guess. Then run title at a title. The gods are pleased for now. Because you can actually end up on a negative. And then also, yeah, okay, we also clear out the action bar, because the action bar otherwise says what you're required to get all of the time, so you don't forget. So that's your current quest item, so to speak, is on the action bar all the time. And then scoreboard player's tag is now tag scores. Sacrifice less than 0. And finally, we reset the sacrifice score of anything that has a sacrifice score of less than or equal to 0, which means that basically it's gone from the scoreboard after that point. So /reload, and please tell me all of the ways I failed at updating this. This is called sacrifice. There's no way I did all of that correctly. Line 3, yeah, okay. On line 83. This is really annoying because it means all of them is gonna be wrong. Players tag, scoreboard players tag. This is easy though. Because scoreboard players tag can all be search replaced with just tags. That's easy enough. Let's try that again. Sacrifice, line 75, that's better. Please tell me all the ways I failed. Don't worry, the gods will do that at dawn. Oh yes. 67. Oh, there's a scale factor here, isn't there? Why didn't I see that before? Alright, I think we might have done it that time. So function. Yeah, we now have a sacrifice function. So they want cake. I guess cake is a bad example because it can't be a stack of cakes, but I can throw one there and it doesn't work, so we know that. That's good. Okay, so cake, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Does it even run is the question, like, because the loop function could be wrong in a way so that it doesn't even run. We can, I guess, just try this and just run say hi. Okay, so that doesn't work. Where is main? Data get entity AE tag equals main. Oh, okay, limit equals 1. Let me switch you over here so you can see what I'm doing. What? Scale? Oh, I had 2 spaces. It's nowhere near here. Why is main not in the altar? Or is it? 199 minus 199 200. So main is actually kind of here. At 1. What? Isn't main supposed to be in the altar? Nothing makes sense if it isn't. I'm gonna, I guess, teleport that thing here. Aha! And then they want 3 cakes. Alright. Cool. So, cake, 2 cakes, 1 cake, and the gods are pleased for now. Sweet! And then that also means that once we hit daytime here, which is in a bit, we should not get told that I've failed. Which is, I think, a pretty good point. I think we'll have to end there. We have not that much left, actually. We have a setup thing, so the things that are supposed to, like, instantiate this thing into the world. Obviously, something is wrong with this. The main thing not being in the altar, but I don't know if that's just from this world, from previously, or if it's the setup thing. And then there is the there's a failure thing left. So that's about it. But it's approaching midnight here, so I'm gonna say that this will be good enough. Yeah. Broken graphics card, horrible weekends, lots of snow. We still managed to get a map making stream in, and it was good to get back to Project Sacrifice. I've missed it, and I know a lot of you have too, so that's all good. Thank you very much for joining me. I am gonna throw on an outro here, and we're gonna see if there's some cool stream to raid. Thank you everybody for joining me. I'll see you again soon enough. I don't know exactly how videos and streams are gonna work out this week, considering my broken hardware and all of that, but hello Spider Bro. Anyway, we'll see. See you all laters.